Well, you know Dasher and Dancer, Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid, Donner and Blitzen. But do you know the crotchiest men
And a woman.
of them all? We are crotchety old men.
And a woman.
And we hope you like our shows. Some people find them funny, others think it blows. All of our awesome listeners know Abigail is never wrong, while Arden is never quiet and always seems to talk way too long. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Abigail came to say, Arden, with your crotchety might, can't you be super happy tonight? Then all our listeners loved him and they shouted out with glee, Arden and Abigail, you are no longer crotchety. Early Merry Christmas, Abigail.
Thank you, Arden.
And welcome to We Are Crotchety Old Man and a Woman, a podcast that is for you, with you, sometimes even about you. I believe it's episode 25. I had no idea we would last this long. What about you? Any idea?
Nope.
So, first, I need to start off the show by not a correction, but last episode, I didn't know the answer to the Oxford Dictionary's word of the year for 2022, which was goblin mode. Goblin mode is defined as a type of behavior with an unapologetically self-indulgent, lazy, slovenly, or greedy, typical in a way that rejects social norms and expectations. Basically, a goblin, if that makes sense. So that's goblin mode, and that was from last week where I did not know where it was. I had to apologize to Abigail for not knowing and not doing my research. So, but we have an email from Grandma Edna, and it was actually written only to Abigail.
It sure was, Arden. And it's a pretty interesting story. I'm going to go ahead and read it word for word because I find it fascinating.
Awesome.
It's called Santa's Reindeer. According to the Alaska Department of Fish and Game, while both male and female reindeer grow antlers in the summer, each year male reindeer drop their antlers at the beginning of winter, usually late November to mid-December. Female reindeer, however, retain their antlers until after they give birth in the spring. Therefore, according to every historical rendition depicting Santa's reindeer, every single one of them, from Rudolph to Blitzen, had to be a female. We should have known this, Arden, because only women would be able to drag a fat man in a red velvet suit all around the world in one night and not get lost. Isn't that the truth?
So here I am singing about with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and it's actually, wow, that really destroys that whole movie. Because I mean, he like Fireball. Do you remember Fireball? He was the reindeer who was picking on Rudolph, and Comet, and wow, that's actually, see, you learn something every day on this show, which is pretty impressive. So do we have any other emails? I don't think we did.
I don't think so.
Okay, so what else did we have going on? You had a little bit of fun this weekend, didn't you?
Yes, I hosted my annual Christmas party.
And it was pretty fun, but I'll let Abigail tell you all about it because she was stressing a little, but man, did she pull it off in the end.
You have to understand that I'm a planner, and I have been planning this party for at least 2 months. And that included most of the food coming from Costco. So I had pre-ordered some platters. I had checked out their veggie trays and their fruit bowls. And this was about a week beforehand. And I went to Costco to pick everything up. Strike number 1, no fruit bowls.
Oh,
Strike number 2, the veggie platter was not the same. It included cauliflower.
I like cauliflower.
I think it's worthless for a good veggie tray.
Oh, okay.
Then strike number 3 was that for the rolls or the wraps or whatever you want to call them,
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't able to pre-order them because I knew I could buy them, in smaller portions.
Okay.
I get to it and there's this woman in front of me that literally has 20 of them stacked in her cart, leaving only one, and I needed at least 3.
Bitch.
So I went to the dude behind the counter and I said, I need more. And he's like, I don't think I have any more. And I said, well, I need you to check. And he came back about 5 minutes later and he had them. So then I said, where's my big order, which was for the platter of shrimp and the platter of sandwiches? He said, I don't have any of those orders. And I said, I put it in last week. So I had to wait desperately, thinking, my God, what am I going to do if I don't have this food?
And what happened?
It took him a while, but he came back and he had both platters.
Oh, so they just
So-
had it somewhere else.
Overall,
Okay.
overall, things got mitigated and Abigail wasn't that stressed out, but I was still let down by the fruit and the veggie platter. Now the fruit, my brother ended up getting a giant for about 4 times the cost, but it was a hit at the party.
Yeah, it was good. The food was great, by the way. I just want to point that out. So that really mean lady who left one, that's just rude. That's like the person who leaves like half a bagel or half a donut. Unbelievable.
But the party overall was a smashing success. We had around 26 guests, including a friend of Arden's friends that I wasn't expecting.
So neither was I. So I don't know this person. I was actually outside. My job was I was supposed to be an escort / valet for the people. There was a couple people who were a little older who had problems walking, and they had to park, I don't know, maybe like almost like 2 blocks away, realistically. And I was going to walk them back and forth, things along those lines. So I see my friends and a third person with them. Now, this person, what was her name? Heather or something?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. Now, she was also partially deaf, kind of deaf. I don't know. I didn't see if she had hearing aids, and I wasn't about to say, excuse me, are you deaf?
Well, she told me that she had to read lips overall.
Oh, so that must have been awful with me. Good thing I exaggerate with my mouth when I speak, like a largemouth bass. But but it was interesting. But the one story I have from her, so one of Abigail's friends makes these ridiculously good rum balls.
No. Bourbon
balls. I don't know. There's something about balls.
Get it straight.
Get it straight in the mouth with the bourbon balls. Well, this lady, she literally she told a story earlier in the evening about how she hasn't had a drink in a few years because she went to a Christmas party and was drinking Everclear and lemonade, but didn't know that there was Everclear. She just thought it was regular vodka and got hammered and started throwing up at her Christmas party. So she stopped drinking because she was so embarrassed. Well, my one buddy doesn't tell her that the bourbon balls had bourbon in them. So she puts them in her mouth, and she's like, they're chewy. They're not. Woo! I mean, like her eyes lit up and her face lit up. She got all red. And she was like, woo! And she literally goes, "Oh, these are so good. I want to put more balls in my mouth." Now, of course, because I am basically a small child myself, I started laughing, and pretty soon, there's 4 of us who are just almost in tears laughing at this lady about saying how she wants to put more balls in her mouth. She didn't say bourbon balls, just balls in her mouth. And of course, Abigail comes late, and we tried to explain it. It wasn't as funny, but that poor lady. And she had one too many herself, which was good.
But everybody had a great time. Nobody got too drunk. But I do have to give a shout out to my nephew who came over early, helped me get things ready, and was a semi bartender for the night. There was only one thing. he started drinking beer. Then he drank wine. Then he drank more beer. Then he started drinking martinis. And
Martinis.
when his mom arrived, she was not pleased. And he was supposed to spend the night, but she didn't want him to. And I talked to her the next day, and she said Sam passed out on the couch in the basement that's unfinished,
Oh,
and had not woken up. But
wow.
in the end, he was okay.
Auntie Abigail threw a wild and crazy party. By the way, so Abigail had a whole list. She had all ingredients laid out. She had actual pages, and very smart, they had like the little plastic coverings of mixed drinks. So people like myself, we actually made a couple, followed the directions very carefully, and they were pretty good. The pomegranate one was awesome. And but it's so weird, like it were so time consuming making them, and then you pour out and it's barely enough in a martini glass. I gotta admit I was a little embarrassed, but man, they were good. So that was fun.
Well, Arden, you may be a nerd of all things, but I guess I'm a nerd of parties.
You really were. Like, I mean, I can imagine you like being like 6 years old with pin the tail on the donkey, making sure that everyone got spun around exactly 3 times, exactly 360 degrees. No, that was 358. You got to throw 360 degrees in a. Sorry.
And again, a shout out to my friend that made the bourbon balls,
Oh,
because
gosh.
once again they were a huge, huge hit.
I think I had 5. I mean, they
I
were
think
so
I
good.
had more.
We're hoping. I think my mom is gonna be coming down, and she might actually have some. Don't you have like a tin for her
She
or
left
something?
me an extra tin
Nice,
to share with your family.
nice. Because my brother will try them. He'll be like, "Oh, these aren't the. Oh, these are good."
I have to confess, though, I did
Uh,
go into the tin yesterday
nice.
morning,
Oh,
morning, and
nice.
had a bourbon ball.
Wow. Well, only one.
Only one, because I have to save the rest for your
Oh, I
family.
thank you. Thank you. They'll be gone by the time we get by the time I go up to New Jersey. So, what else do we got going on after that crazy escapade?
Well, I think, we're gearing up to the big day. I was thinking we could talk about our worst gifts we've ever received
Hmm.
and the best gifts or
Okay.
gift we've ever received. So I'll let you start, Arden.
Ooh, worst gift. So luckily, Abigail gave me a little while to think about this, because I had to think, because usually most of my gifts, either they were just like if they were like junk or something like that, something. But I thought of one. So this was during the first company party I ever was at, and I was actually at a movie theater when I was 16 years old. And one of the female ushers, because we actually had to call them female ushers back then, we couldn't just abbreviate. She actually gave me a bottle of Oriental Jade cologne. It was the most foul smelling thing ever. I mean, it was disgusting. Like it smelled like river, like waste treatment water or something. But we used it as a joke, where when my friends all got together, we would tell jokes. And if you had a bad joke, you had to spray yourself with Oriental Jade for the rest of the night. And it was so bad. So we would have poker games. By the end of the night, every single one of us smells like Oriental Jade. It was the worst stink ever. What was your worst?
Okay, my worst gift. I'm not even going to tell you if it was a family member or a friend, but it was actually a self help book
On what?
for me.
No, just on any particular subject, or just total.
Life.
Oh,
I mean, how insulting can you get?
Merry Christmas. Go get yourself some help. Oh man, that's like, I mean, like, I guess if I got one that said like a weight loss book, I think I would have been very offended too.
I think that would be offensive as
Yeah,
well.
there
But
might be a couple F bombs
I
at
think
Christmas.
I think self help is worse though than a diet book.
I, I don't know. I've never got a self help book. Now, if it was something like a self help book with a particular subject, like woodworking, then or something, or cooking, that would be a little bit better. But I'm sorry, that's Rude. Whoever gave
All
that to you
right.
gets the Rude Award. All
What's
right.
your best gift now? Come on.
Best gift I've ever received. You know what? This okay. Audience, this is between me and you. Abigail doesn't know this, but the best gift has got to be literally the coffee mug she gave me. It's one of those ones from Starbucks. I still have it in my office, and she asked me, "Why don't I bring one of these other mugs?" And I told her because it was special and sentimental. So a little
Well,
lame there, but
that's kind of a low bar for for your best Christmas present ever, but I guess that's what you're going with.
yes.
For me, it came from my childhood, and that was actually Evil Knievel.
Oh.
I was so happy when I got
Oh,
that.
was it, the wind up one, right? That he did the wheelies?
Of course.
Was it what color was his uniform? Was it white or blue or red?
I believe it was white with accents of blue and red.
Oh, you got like the best one. I always wanted one of those. Damn. But now of course if I got it, I would like probably like not even take it out of its case because I'm wussy like that now. I wouldn't even play with it like all those years. Damn. That's now I'm sad. So let's see. We talked about that. What else have we got? We were going to talk about something else, right?
I think we wanted to maybe talk about
Yeah, that was something.
our worst Christmases as far as nightmares. And then maybe, just maybe, we can come up with the best Christmases from our past. But I think I know, Arden, you've got a great one, so I'll let you start.
I have two, so I'll go with the less funny of the two first, if you have time. So my brother and I, we're slight pyromaniacs. We love to have fires, especially on Christmas Day and Christmas morning. So it's Christmas Day, maybe like 5 or 6 years ago, maybe even longer, maybe 6 years ago, 7 years ago, and there was a limb on his yard, out in the yard, that had fallen like in the windstorm or something. Now it wasn't like a branch. I mean, it was a limb. It was thick, and we wanted a fire in the fireplace. So we got our twigs and everything else, blah blah blah. And my brother says, "Hey, let's break that limb up that's outside." We go outside. Now, first of all, it's at night, so this is Christmas dinner. We go outside. We are both wearing matching pajamas. We look really goofy in our matching pajamas. Oh, should I mention this was only a few years ago, so we're in our 40s. So you got two fat guys out there with a branch, and we're stomping on it, smacking it, on the ground. We couldn't break this thing. And my genius brother decides, hey, why don't you there's a telephone pole across the street. Let's see if we can like wrap it around the pole, and we'll both pull it from each side and try to break it that way. Well, I also have to mention that the pole was kind of on like a 3-foot hill. So we go up the hill, no big deal, and we're on both sides. We're struggling. We're really looking manly in our pajamas, but they were red pajamas with little reindeer at a beer keg. Nice. I'll say my mom picked them out, so we're doing. All of a sudden, we hear a crack, crack, and two fat guys go rolling down. Yes, it's a 3-foot hill. We roll down off that into the street, and my brother lands on top of me, breaking my wrist. I have scratches on my face. I have a broken wrist, but we still had a fire in the fireplace, and we ate. I didn't go to the hospital for 2 more days.
That's just crazy, Arden.
Yep, and now the worst one. So, Mom, if you're listening, you may want to pause it for a while. So we go to church. It's of course because we're always late for church because that's kind of our thing, and so we're up in the balcony, and we're there. My mom is not a spring chicken anymore, and somehow she falls in, like when she's getting in the pew, and breaks her foot. And I think she did, but she says she didn't, yelled, "Jesus Christ!" right in the middle. Now, she'll say, "Now, I did not do that," but I think she did. And so what would be worse, to yell, "Jesus Christ," or would have been better if she yelled, "God damn it"? Like, what do you think would have been worse? Once again, we're in church. Now,
I think Jesus Christ is better because she could have been pleading for him.
right, or she could have said, Jesus Christ, happy birthday. I've had a little too much wine. I've had a little too much blood of Christ. But yeah, so she literally does that, and she becomes the center of attention. Like, I mean, forget the like, it was a midnight mass, so it was pretty late. So, but just imagine. Like some little old lady falls down in the balcony. The priest went up there, offered to help her. All of the acolytes tried to help her, and like we're like, we can't take this lady anywhere. So that was definitely the worst.
Well, my worst is actually pre-Christmas, and it actually happened just a couple weeks ago. We were up at Arden's mom's place, and after Thanksgiving, they brought out the tree, and the tree was ginormous.
It's a big.
It was
tree.
a huge tree, but beautiful, and there were just hundreds and hundreds of ornaments that had to go on it, and we were nearing the end, and I decided I would go ahead and put a few ornaments towards the top of the tree, and there was a small step ladder, and it actually was at least 3 or 4 steps. So I climbed on it and got on the highest step, which is the most unstable one. And I think it indicated, do not step on this step. So I'm up there hanging the ornament, and I can tell I'm about to lose my balance. And all I could think of was, I'm going to fall face forward into this tree and knock it over. But just like the Grinch, I got my muscles going, and I was able to go backwards. Because that would have been a disaster.
We would have lost the macaroni ornaments that we made 50 years ago. We would have lost all of the 107-year-old ornaments that, like, the paint's coming off. We would have lost it all, but you did it. Your heart grew 10 times in size, and you saved Christmas for everyone.
I did.
Oh, my mom would have been devastated. She would have been like, oh no, Jesus Christ.
I think she could say, God damn it, on that
God
one.
damn it, you bring this girl over and she gets drunk and climbs a ladder, and then almost, doesn't she read instructions? Oh, it's one of those days, people. It's one of those days. So, with all the Christmas stuff, we were going to give the history of Santa Claus, but we think we're going to save that till next week. I think we're going to have a little fun instead. What do you think? You have some trivia for me, or some questions or something?
I do, but we didn't talk about our best Christmases.
Oh, yeah. Well, our worst ones are so bad.
That's true. I think this is more tame segment of our show, but
okay.
I would have to say all of my childhood Christmases were wonderful. My mom and dad eventually only him, really went all out, and I have very fond memories of Christmas. And then, went through a lull there for a while, but then I had nephews that were being born, and those were absolutely fun Christmases when they were younger. So now that they're all grown up, Christmas is not the same. Nope. But now that I've met Arden, it's going to be a wonderful time of the year for me.
Oh, well, thank you. Now I'm going to tell 2 lame ones compared to that. So nothing too crazy. I have a tie. One where it was when my niece was first born, going to my brother's house, and we're in his house, and we bought her every toy that we could think of. She was like 2 or 3, and these are like toys that remember, like Toss Across and all those games. We bought her everything that we'd never had, and it was really fun. But I mean, you can get 2-year-old Toss Across, like she doesn't even know how to play the game. But all of those, she got like shovels and stuff to play in the garden. But my favorite, which is also one of my most embarrassing, is I think I must have been like 8 or 9 years old. And I got a Star Wars. I got both. I got the X-Wing and the TIE Fighter. But that was cool. But of course, we had to take pictures with the old Polaroid camera. I was wearing brown underwear because remember, colored underwear for kids was normal, like underoos. I had brown underwear on, and all the pictures, I'm like cross my legs. So I'm in my underwear playing with all my toys. And I still have those pictures, but it's like, oh my God, brown underwear. Who gets their kids brown underwear, Grandma? But that's a whole other story.
Well, to all of you out there listening, I welcome you to reflect on your most favorite Christmases, and I'm sure you will have some fond memories.
Nice.
But let's move on.
Okay.
Okay. Here we go with trivia.
Trivia.
All right.
I'm ready.
This listing of Christmas movies.
Okay.
Top
Christmas
10.
movie. Top 10.
According to Entertainment Weekly.
Okay.
I'll give you one clue though. None of them are Hallmark movies.
Oh, thank God.
Which devastated me, but I can understand.
Well, if I get really depressed and we have way too much time, which we don't for tonight, but I got stuck watching a Hallmark movie without Abigail and I watched a lot of it. And thank goodness, like it was dinner, so I didn't watch it. But anyway, so, well, It's a Wonderful Life has to be on the list.
Ding, 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 ding.
Number one?
Number one.
Great movie. I actually am planning on watching it this week again. Now this is kind of a question that are the claymation movies on there? The ones like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll go with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. That has to be.
Yes, number 10.
Okay. Wow, number 10. All right. Charlie Brown's Christmas.
Yes, number 3. You're on a roll.
Okay. Elf has got to be on there now.
Oh my God, I've never seen that movie, and I was shocked. I was shocked to see that it was number 4.
Oh my God,
of all time. Are you kidding me?
We're watching it. We'll watch it now. We're not going to go to work tomorrow and watch it over and over again.
I'm sorry, but isn't that Will Ferrell?
Yes, it's so worth it.
I don't like him, so
nope, you're watching
I don't know.
it. It's so dumb. It's awesome. A Christmas Story. Got to be on there.
Number 2.
Of course.
You're rocking it.
Okay. Now, there's probably a lot of those lame, lovey-dovey Christmas movies that I don't know. Here's is Die Hard on there?
It was within the top 20.
Okay, that's fair.
But it's on there, and that would be one of my favorites.
By the way, there was a question of, is the original Rambo a Christmas movie? Because it's done during Christmas in the town. But I know that's not going to be there. Let's see. Oh, man. I did It's a Wonderful Life. I did that.
I think you got another one?
I'm trying. There's got to be was any of the Dr. Seuss movie? Oh, The Grinch Who Stole Christmas.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
That is number 5. And
nice.
When we say The Grinch Who Stole Christmas,
yes,
it's from 1966.
Yeah, the animated Dr. Seuss Christmas.
Yes.
Okay, I knew that had to be there. Now I'm in trouble. There's got to be some more foo-foo movies that I don't know.
Okay, well,
all right.
I think we need to discuss, not long, but there's actually 2 on here I've never heard of.
Okay.
Okay, one is called Love Actually.
That's one of the ones that I heard of, and I've never seen it before. I don't know anything about it. I just know the title, and I saw that on another list somewhere. I don't even know who's in it.
Okay, and then there's one called Bad Santa. Never heard of it.
I've seen it. I didn't like it. I would not put that in my top 50.
Well, it was in the top 10 at number 7.
Okay.
Which is just ridiculous.
I think it's actually more of a girls' movie. That's probably why.
I guess I have to watch this Love Actually. I mean...
Yeah, that's your type of movie. The Bad Santa is with the guy from Sling Blade. Billy Thornton? Bill Thornton, something like that? Yeah.
So.
Sorry. Yeah. Okay. What else you got for me?
I think the only one that is, really tough is the Muppet Christmas Carol.
Okay. Oh, I would have said any of the Christmas carols. There's so many of them. I mean, the one with Patrick Stewart is my favorite. He's the guy who, for all those who aren't as nerdy, was Picard in Star Trek. Was that it? Did we get all 10?
I think so, yeah.
Nice. So what else do we got? We are going to try to have another podcast this Saturday. It's a quick turnaround for us. And my mom is going to come down, so she might actually be on it. Who knows? Maybe I could get my mom to tell stories about playing the glockenspiel again, because I just like saying the word glockenspiel. And she could say how she was in the Macy's Christmas parade again, because she's getting at that age anyway. I'd like to thank everyone for a happy Merry Christmas, and to my Jewish friends again. I know I said it, but Happy Hanukkah. I think Hanukkah is now over. Happy Festivus. That's the one with the Festivus pole. Any other holidays going on this week?
I don't think so.
Okay, so we're covered. Awesome. So hope to see everyone next Saturday. I'm not going to sing the Rudolph song again. I apologize. We are crotchety old men.
And a woman.
We are crotchety old men.
And a woman.
I am crotchety. She is crotchety. We are crotchety old men.
And a woman.
We are crotchety old men at gmail.com. We are crotchety old men, gmail.com. Thanks and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone.